Hello everybody, we are about to study scatterplots for a little while, okay? The big idea that I really want you to get is right here, alright? If you look at this for a while, you'll be able to understand a whole lot about scatterplots, okay? You just have to remember that the positive correlation, okay, is going to have a slope that increases as x increases, right? So we think of as we go to the right, my line goes up, right? So that's a positive slope. And in this case, as I go to the right, which way does my line go? Yeah, I go to the right, my line has to go down, right? Every time I go to the right, my line ends up going down. So that's a negative correlation, okay? This one goes down, this one goes up. No correlation, okay, or relatively no correlation, is when it doesn't really look like there's an obvious pattern that fits through them, okay? Is it this line that goes through them? Is it this line? All right. Is it some kind of U-shaped line? I really don't know. Okay. In this case, it's really not identifiable just by looking at it. Okay. There's definitely something missing here. Okay. There's not a general pattern that we see. It's just kind of a splotch, just random on there. Okay. It's going to be a lot easier to see when they want you to say negative correlation. All right. It's going to look like they're all in a line. It's going to look like they're trending, like there's a trend. It's going to look like they're going a certain direction. Okay. That's really what you're looking for, okay? So positive correlation is when the x coordinates increase, that makes the line go up. If you look at negative, that means as your x gets bigger, your line goes down, all right? So this really is the big idea. If you understand this part, you could do a lot of these problems, all right? But there's still a bunch of problems that take a lot of thinking. They're very conceptual. You got to wrap your head around them and really think about it. So let me pop up one of those real fast. All right, these ones. Oh, here we go. Wait, let's see if we got one on here. Oh no, scatterplots. And our scatterplot's not here. I don't know where it is. It looks like I lost my scatterplot. All right, guys, so here we go. I'm just going to give you guys some examples. Sorry about that. So here, I'm going to give you guys 1, 2, and 3. All right, I want you guys to tell me what kind of correlation they are, okay? Okay, so right now, what's going on there? Okay, what kind of correlation is that? Okay, what correlation is that? And tell me. Okay, what kind of correlation is this? Okay, you guys should be able to figure it out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys press pause. Think about it. You can rewind real quick and look at the 3 different kinds of correlation. There's no correlation. There's positive, which means it increases when x gets bigger. And there's negative, which means it decreases as x gets bigger, okay? So go ahead, hit pause, and decide which one is which, and we'll talk about it. So now that you're back, let's check it out, okay? So number 1 is no correlation, okay? This is just a random splotch of numbers, okay? There's no identifiable pattern right there, okay? So there's nothing we could say about that one. So we just say no correlation and we move on. Now on this one, I can see that this kind of, all these dots are kind of around that line, right? And this line has a slope that does what? As we go to the right, it goes down, right? So if it goes down as we go to this side, right? If we go right, it goes down. That means it's negative, doesn't it? So this is a negative correlation. All right, and now this one right here, well, let's see. Oh, they all fit around this line, and this line increases as x gets bigger, right? It's going up as x gets bigger, so we know this one's positive. It's a positive correlation. All right, so I guess I can try to come up with some word problems for you real quick. So they're going to be off the top of my head, so give me a second to think about something. Okay, let's say, what kind of correlation would this situation have? If I said your height and your shoe size, all right? kind of correlation do you think that would have, all right? What kind of correlation does height and shoe size have? So that if you get taller, does your shoe size get up? Well, yeah, I've heard that like the NBA players have like size 15 feet when they're like 7 feet tall or even bigger than that, right? So I think we pretty much all know. If you look at the tall people, they have bigger feet, okay? And this is the kind of reasoning that they have you do on some of these problems. You really have to think about the nature of these actual things in the universe, shoe size and height. You have to really think about what are they, what do they mean, and how are they related to each other, okay? Once you do that, you can figure it out. Well, if your height goes up, your shoe size goes up. And that's what we call positive. When one goes up, the other goes up, so they both increase. So this would be a positive correlation. All right? So, let's try another one. Let's say money you spend at the mall. All right, I'm sure you guys know about spending money at the mall. What happens when you spend money at the mall, okay? Well, you have to take it out of your bank account. So you can spend money on all the stuff you want, but if you don't have any money left, you got to stop at some point, right? So what's the correlation between money you spend and money in your account? Are those related at all in your bank account? Is there a relationship? Well, if you spend more money from your bank account anyway, all right, if you spend more money from your account, there's going to be less money in your account, right? So the more you spend, the less you have. So what kind of correlation is that? There's definitely a relation there. But the more you spend does not put more money in your account. And you guys know all about that, okay? You got 20 bucks and you want to buy something, you got to choose wisely, right? Because this is a negative correlation. Okay, negative correlation means that the more you spend, the less you have in your account, okay? So, these are kind of the ideas that you have to toss around to be able to figure out if there's a correlation at all. Let's do a third example. I want to talk about something. So let's say, is there a correlation between test score and your favorite flavor of bubblegum? All right. Do you think people that have, I don't even know. All right. Flavor of bubblegum is not quantifiable. Maybe we could say a favorite number of pieces of bubblegum to you. Let's say test scores and a number of candy you ate. So do you think your test scores go up if you eat more candy? Do you think they go down if you eat more candy? Well, I guess we could really do a study, but honestly, I mean, I'm a math teacher, and I really don't think that you're going to learn the Pythagorean theorem from a lollipop. So odds are your test scores are not going to be affected by the candy you eat unless it gives you some super energy rush and you just turn into a genius, right? So these are the kind of problems that you want to say no correlation to, all right? But don't quote me on that, because who knows? Maybe one of you guys is going to go do a research paper one day in statistics and tell me that, oh, if you eat Snickers bar before your math test, then you get 10% higher or something, right? So don't quote me on that, but hopefully you see the idea, right? There's not really a direct correlation between the number of candies that you ate, all right, and the score you got on your last algebra test, right? They're completely independent and unrelated from each other, right? So good luck studying for your CAHSEE, guys. This positive correlation and all this scatterplot stuff should save you some points, okay? So good luck, guys. See you in class.